So we're here with Lillie Keenan, one of the riders to watch as well this weekend in the Rolex Grand Prix. Welcome, Lillie. Nice to have you here.
Thank you.
Is this your first time here at the show?
This is my first time at the Dutch Masters. Not my first Rolex Grand Slam, but my first time at the Dutch Masters.
And how many times did you ever ride a Rolex Grand Slam?
I've ridden in Spruce Meadows at the Masters 2 times, but this is really kind of the beginning of when I think I have a real shot.
And what are your first impressions here at the Dutch Masters? You like it?
I love it here. I love it. Yeah, I love the big shows in Europe, but you just know when you walk in the place that it's so special, and I'm really excited to get going.
When did you arrive?
I landed in Europe on Monday, and then I just got to the show today. I worked my horses a little bit at the layover stable, and get acclimated to Holland.
And more plans for more shows now this trip, or only the Dutch Masters?
So right after this week, I go back to Florida and I do the League of Nations next week in Ocala. Then I do the final Rolex Grand Prix in America in Wellington, the US Open.
Of course.
And then I'll come back here for Basel and then a bit more in the summer.
And what horses did you bring?
This weekend, I brought 2 stallions. I brought Kick On for the big classes, and then I brought Opium for the second classes.
Opium, famous horse here in Holland,
yes.
breeding stallion.
Yes, breeding stallion, yeah.
Tell us a little bit more about your other horse.
Kick On, he is a 10-year-old stallion that I actually bought about a year and a half ago now. He was very inexperienced. Last year only jumped his first 5-star Grand Prix and actually won it with me. So we kind of quickly moved up the ranks. This is by far the biggest show he's been to yet, but I'm really excited about him for the future.
Has he any experience indoor shows? Or?
Very little experience in indoor shows. He is a horse from England, so he obviously showed a bit national there indoor. And then last year I did some World Cup qualifiers in America, but only 2. So it's a little bit of a surprise to go indoor again, but he's pretty much great everywhere I've brought him.
Oh, good, very good, very good. So you're based much more or less in America, in the US. Where will that be? Is that Wellington, Florida?
So during the winter months, I have my own stable in Wellington, Florida. Then really in the autumn, we're in Greenwich, Connecticut, just outside of New York City. So my family is in New York. And then this year for the summer, we will be in Europe.
Very good.
Yeah.
And Lillie, about whenever you're not competing, or you're most of the times competing. Yeah. I see you always every weekend all on the shows. But there's for sure moments when you're not competing. Is there hobbies, any other sports that you follow or whatever?
Yeah. To be honest, I'm on the road so much. So when I do have a moment off, I like to spend it with my family. And I love sports in general. My brother actually was a professional hockey player in Europe. Yeah. So I probably like watching that sport the most, second to show jumping. But my hobbies now really are kind of few and far between. I like to read a lot, but I don't do so much in terms of outside of horses. I teach a lot, so...
I see that, yeah.
I
I'm
really
in Wellington, I see you busy with young kids.
Yeah.
And
so I try to stay involved in the sport in every way I can.
How do you focus with these kids? What kind of lessons in riding or even in life you give these children? I
think that being a coach, you have a huge influence on a young person's whole personality, their life, and their outlook. And I've had positive influences and negative influences in my life, and I'm grateful that I've had a couple very, very influential, fantastic teachers. So I try to always leave a positive impact. I really focus on position and forward riding, and I try to be a support system and someone that they can look up to.
Very interesting. Impressive. Lillie, I wish you a lot of luck in the Rolex Grand Prix. Wish you all the best. And who knows, maybe you're going to be the new Rolex Life contender.
Maybe, let's hope.
And then we'll see you in Aachen.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.